AS Media Studies Evaluation by Lucy Johnson. Question 1. In what ways do your media product use development or challenge forms and conventions of real media product, i.e. of film openings? The title of my film is April. I chose this as it is the name of my main character and also the month in which the main event happened. I chose romantic drama as a genre of my film because I wanted to show the emotional and relationship development of realistic characters. I want my film to be able to relate back to real life issues and the obstacles between two people through an honest story, which is often a narrative convention of the romantic drama convention. Through the romance aspect, I aim to evoke strong emotions through both the characters and the audience. I want to show the more complicated side of love, contrasting the ups and downs faced. To portray this through the opening titles of my film, I researched a few films with the same genre as mine, as I felt this would really help create an understanding of what I wanted my film to be like. As I already knew what I wanted my film to be like, the films I looked into were Submarine, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, and Juno. All three of these films have a drama genre, so they each include aspects of real-life experiences. I deconstructed Juno in detail, and this helped improve my knowledge of both the drama genre and the conventions applied within it. The target audience I thought worked best for my film was teenagers and young adults, the age range being 14 to 22. April would typically appeal to the more female audience, as it is based on a teenage girl's point of view, but because the two main characters are both male and female, it could appeal to a male audience too. I wanted my audience to be able to connect with the film. The title of my film. The title of my film is April. It fades in to appear. The background is a still of some books. I chose this because I thought it fitted well with the genre and my character, as she is quite quirky. It follows conventions with the romantic drama genre, as it is quite ordinary and it shows the realistic storyline of my film. The setting and location. The location I used to set my film are normal, everyday places. I decided to set my film at these locations because they're realistic, sticking to the conventions of the drama genre. Costumes and props. The clothes my character is wearing are stereotypical teenage clothes, which represent the character. At the beginning, when both characters were on the beach, the boy is wearing plain denim skinny jeans with a plain white t-shirt and a plain green coat. This helps represent the simplicity of him and the drama genre being realistic. The girl is wearing a skirt, t-shirt and denim jacket. This also shows how the drama genre is represented. The only prop I used was a notebook. This is an everyday item which again signifies the conventions of the drama genre. The title and font is very classic and simple. I use this in order to not take away the focus from the video to the text. The story and how the opening sets it up. At the beginning you see my two characters on the beach together, and it is clear to see that they are in love. We get an understanding that they're girlfriend and boyfriend. When we then see the girl character by herself in her bedroom, and there's a voiceover describing her feelings, it's clear to see that she is feeling sad, and she is talking about her past. The audience can then tell that the shots of the two characters on the beach were flashbacks, and the girl character is now talking about her past with the male character. Genre and how the openings suggest it. The conventions of the drama genre are real-life events. My opening title is April easily suggests that it is real life, as the events that's happening during it are very realistic and simple. The romantic side of my genre is very clear when the characters are holding hands. They look happily in love and show the conventions of the romance genre. How characters were introduced. The character first introduces April, my main character. She's walking alone to begin with, which later reflects how she is feeling lonely. My second main character then comes up to meet April. We later see that they're a couple. When April's sitting on the bed, we hear a voiceover of her speaking, and we learn a little bit about her. How does your media product represent particular social groups? April's character is based around the aspects of a typical teenage girl and the complications in which she faces during a specific time period of her life. April doesn't have anything extremely extraordinary about her, and this enables the audience to connect with her. I base one side of April's personality on the character Oliver Tate from the British film Submarine, but changed the gender and of the character from male to female. Both April and Oliver's personalities are similar in the way that they are both quite introverted and keep themselves to themselves at the beginning of the film, coming more out of their shells throughout the film. Another female character similar to April would be Juno MacGuff from the popular American film Juno. Juno is an unusual protagonist who is rebellious, sarcastic, and can be slightly rude, but also very charismatic. She usually says things without thinking them through, and doesn't seem to care what people think of her. She can sometimes come across slightly mean, but her softer side shows through. Another character with similar personalities to April is Charlie from The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Charlie is a loner who doesn't seem to have many friends. Through his letters to his anonymous recipient, he's shown to be very observant as he watches people and analyses them. He has quite an imagination, living in his own head and trying to figure out life. He seems very honest and he's not able to lie easily. Question 3. What kind of media institution might distribute your media product and why? My film April would use small British production companies, as I don't need major Hollywood film productions because I want to keep the simplicity. I then researched a major few American companies to see which one would be best to distribute my film. The first company I looked into was the Walt Disney Company, which is the largest media organisation in the world. The Walt Disney Company, commonly known as Disney, is an American diversified multinational mass media corporation headquartered in Walt Disney Studios, Burbank, California. Disney was founded on October 16, 1923 by Walt and Roy Disney and the Disney Brothers Cartoon Studio, and established itself as a leader into the American animation industry before diversifying into live-action film production, television and travel. Taking on its current name in 1986, it expanded its existing operations and also started divisions focused upon theatre, radio, music, publishing and online media. Disney creates children's and family-orientated films such as Frozen, Tangled, The Lion King and Little Mermaid. I don't feel that the Walt Disney Company would be right for my film because it specialises in children's and family films, and my film being age-rated 15 wouldn't be right, and it's neither an animation or a comedy. Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer is another big American production company involved primarily in the production and distribution of films and television programmes, and was once the largest and most glamorous of film studios. They produced many well-known popular films such as Skyfall, The Wizard of Oz, The Hobbit and 21 Jump Street. This production company does not stick to one genre, unlike Disney, so I think it will be a very good distributor of my film. Another company I looked at was Film 4 Productions. It is a British production company owned by Channel 4 Television Corporation. The company has been responsible for backing a large number of films made in the United Kingdom. This includes the popular films 12 Years a Slave, 127 Hours, Nowhere Boy and the In-Betweeners movie. I believe that Film 4 would work well with my film, as it specialises in a range of different genres, from comedies to serious dramas. To support the production name of April, I chose to use Film 4 and the UK Film Council, and in association with the National Lottery. Each of these production companies has great experience with romantic dramas, and the film I want to create is very similar style to one of their films. The ideal distributor of my film would be a major American production company such as MGM. To distribute it, in the US and to create the widest possible audience. This large production company is perfect for promotion and distribution because it has a high level of experience. The film certificate I have chosen to apply to my film is a 15. This is because I want my film to be realistic about the life of a teenage girl, including some explicit language and alcohol use, but used with mild references. My character will partly represent a stereotypical teenager. My film will show every aspect of life, including the good and bad things, so being 15 will help demonstrate this. Question 4. Who would be the audience for your media product? The target audience for April would be mostly female, as my film is based on the life of a teenage girl. I'd like my audience's age range to be from 15 to 25, because they would be able to relate to my character, as she is a 16-year-old girl. The age rating for my film is a 15, so this means that no one younger would be allowed to watch it. To make my film more appealing to the male target audience, my second main character is male. My storyline follows a life from a female aspect, but also including male roles. My target audience would shop in Topshop and Topman, Urban Outfitters, New Look and H&M, as these shops sell typical fashionable teenage clothes. The music they would generally listen to would be chart music, like the Arctic Monkeys, the 1975 and Katy Perry, as it is very stereotypical teenager music. The TV programmes that my target audience would watch would be popular shows such as Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Waterloo Road and My Mad Fat Diary. These will stick to the drama genre, so link in well with my film. The film that my target audience would watch would be Submarine, The Perks of Being a Wallflower and 500 Days of Summer. These films each have similar characters to mine, so the audience could relate. Question 5. How did you address your audience? During my opening titles, I used a voiceover as a technique to intrigue the audience and to let them connect with April, my main character. My voiceover reveals information about what my film is going to be like. From it, you can understand that it's going to be a romantic film, whether it be happy or sad. What my character is saying sounds realistic, and some of my audience may be able to relate to what is happening. This lets the audience know that my film is a drama, and it is based on real-life situations. I got the idea to use a voiceover from the film Submarine, in which we hear a brief description about the character Oliver Tate. Submarine is a drama with subgenres of comedy and romance. The shots I have used, I have tried to make interesting, as well as make it more interesting for the audience to watch. During the clips of April and the male character walking down the beach together, I made the camera angles more simple and added diegetic and non-diegetic sounds so the audience would focus more on the character than anything else. I believe that the unique selling point in my film is that you only see one character within the opening titles that you get to know very slightly. You see a glimpse of the second character but know nothing about him, which gets the audience's attention as they want to know more because it seems mysterious. Question 6. What have you learned about technologies and the process of constructing this project? The practical skills. As I have never created an opening title sequence, I had to develop many new skills in order to create a polished and professional video. Before I could start filming, I had to test out video camera lighting and tripod. Although I already knew how to use the camera, I went out to my location to take some test shots just to get a feel of how the camera worked. This really helped as I could see what the camera angles worked well and what didn't work so well. The tripod helped keep the camera steady whilst filming. I could again see what angles I wanted to use. The test lighting shots made me realise that the lighting isn't as easy as I initially thought. A lot of work had to be done to get the perfect lighting for videos and to get the shadowing right. Final Cut Pro techniques. Before I started using Final Cut Pro for the editing of my opening titles, I had some experience beforehand when I had to edit my preliminary task. I had to learn new techniques for my editing, such as the special effects. These include the fade effects that happen between the transitions of each video clip. I used these so that the video ran more smoothly and the transition wasn't too obvious. Another technique I used was the sound. At some point I wanted the sound to be quiet, and other points I needed it to be a lot louder, so I had to learn how to do this. YouTube and uploading. Once my video was ready to upload, I used YouTube to put it on my Blogger. I was already aware of how to upload videos to YouTube, having experiences in the past, but I improved my skills by learning how to upload the videos off of YouTube and onto my Blogger. Blogger is a website that I've never used before, so this gave me the opportunity to learn and develop new skills in this area. Once I had signed up, I began to create my own blog. I started off by personalising it. I changed the design of my page, the background and my header. To create my header, I chose my favourite photos of things I liked, such as films, TV programmes and music. I then photoshopped them to create a header for my blog. I feel this demonstrates my personality. I found Blogger fairly easy to use, as I picked up the techniques to use it relatively quickly, and I understood how to upload photos, files and write information to create my own personal profile. This made me able to upload all of my work that I had done straight onto my blog so teachers could then see it. Dafont.com. The perfect font I wanted to perfect the font I wanted to use Dafont.com. I spent a long time searching through the fonts to find the perfect one. I ended up deciding on a font called American Typewriter, which is a font that just looks like an old-fashioned typewriter. I wanted to use a typewriter as I thought it could link into aspects of my film. Unfortunately, I couldn't upload these fonts onto Final Cut Pro as they came out pixelated, so I had to pick a font straight from Final Cut Pro. Evaluation Activity 7. Looking back at your preliminary task, the continuity editing task, what do you feel you have learned in the progression from it to full product? From making my preliminary task to now finishing my opening titles, I feel that my level of professionalism when creating the video has developed. I feel that the quality of my film opening titles has certainly improved, and during my preliminary task, this was something I really wanted to work on. To do this, I focused on the camera shots I used, and I developed them. I learned how to highlight specific elements on screen that I wanted to focus on. During my preliminary task, I wished that I'd spent more time on deciding on my setting and location. I didn't really think about the setting as much as I should have, and ended up just filming wherever, which in this case was at the cathedral. During my opening titles, I really thought hard about where would be the best set and film for my videos, and by doing this, I feel like the quality and understanding of my film has improved. I now have a better understanding on costume and how to portray a character through this. Costume can tell a lot about a person, and I use this to develop with my filming. Doing both my preliminary task and opening titles helped advance my knowledge of the film industry, and now I have a greater understanding. Thank you for watching.